Greetings to you and welcome to Minikun Tutorials. I hope you are doing well. You know, if you are wondering, okay, how I'm able to switch between scenes, all right. So right now you can see me, for instance, um, recording with my whole self, right? But I may want to be videoing my screen. Okay, let me just show you an example. So I may just want to be videoing my screen, all right. So right now you can see me recording my screen and you can still see me talking, right? Or I may just want to be recording only my screen entirely, right? So just by the click of another hotkey on my keyboard, I'm able to switch to just the recording of only my screen, right? Now the question that you have to ask yourself is how am I able to do all these transitions, between different scenes within what OBS? I think it's very simple, right? All that I did was that whenever I want to switch to, let's say, a scene whereby people will see me talking as I record my screen, so I probably could have been video gaming or anything, you know, all that I did was to create a filter for this, right? So everything was done on OBS, okay? And like I said, all that I did was to create what? A filter. So this is the filter. Initially, uh, I minimize OBS so you could not see the OBS background. Now I've brought back OBS into the background and you can see OBS right here, okay? And you can see me in this circular filter talking to you, you see? But when I minimize OBS, you could see what means, you could see OBS recording my screen and me talking in this circular filter, all right? And if I want to switch back to just myself, of course, I'm going to hit on yet another key, another hotkey that I've set for myself. And you can see me back in full shape and form. All right. If I want to switch back to, let's say, screen mode and be recording my screen, then I have another key for just purely screen mode. So in this mode, if I should just minimize OBS, then you can see clearly that OBS will be recording just my screen. If I press on another hotkey, it so this is what I just played earlier on. All right. Now the question is, how am I able to do all these things? I'm able to do all these things by simply what? Creating filters, as I explained to you. All right. So I think right now what we'll try to do is that we'll try to, let's say, see how do you actually create a filter, right? Because videoing yourself is pretty much simple. All you need to is to create a scene. So all these things that I've been switching on, are all right here. Okay. All these things that I've been switching on are all right here. As you can see, all these things are right here. Okay. But how am I able to switch between scenes so easily? I'm able to do that using what hotkeys on my keyboard. So over here we have myself and screen. Myself and screen is this, right? And we have just screen. So I'm able to do this by creating what we call hotkeys. So if I should come to settings, for instance, on OBS, if I should click on settings and then come to hotkeys, you can see clearly that we have what the different hotkeys over here that I can set. So for instance, I've used Alt to start recording and whatever. So if I should just hit on Alt again at this moment, you see that OBS will stop recording, sorry. If I hit on Alt, it starts recording. If I hit on it, and it stops recording. All right, let's come back to the hotkeys again. I have different other hotkeys. When I want to switch to, let's say, screen mode, I use star for it. All right, so to delete, I just hit on delete and it's gone. If I want to enter a different hotkey for it, I just enter that hotkey on my keyboard. That's how it is. And this is pretty much it. So this is how we set hotkeys. If I want to switch to screen, I use minus for it. If I want to switch to myself and my screen, okay, myself speaking in my screen, I used what, star for it. If I want to switch to just myself, then I use this key. You see, so once you just set your hotkeys, you apply, and that is done. So that way you can easily switch between scenes. Now, the biggest question that you want me to answer is that how are you able to actually what? Um, how are you able to? By the way, you'll be wondering why am I mute yet you can hear me speaking? It's because I am recording using a different software for this tutorial. Because if I should record using OBS, then when I when I as soon as I just hit on stop recording, then you cannot see me again, right? So yeah. So what I wanted to tell you was how did I create these circular filters? It's very simple. You can create these circular filters on Canva or even using what, PowerPoint. Okay. So uh, and after which I'll show you how to create the different scenes and how to import them. All right. So to make everything interesting, I would delete all the scenes right here. All right. I would delete everything right here. Then we start afresh on OBS. So let me go ahead and delete all these scenes that you see here. I'll delete all of them. To delete a scene, just select it. These are the scenes, these are the sources, you know. So for instance, when you see me videoing myself, or I'm using my camera as my webcam, okay? But I could have been using my computer webcam to do that. For instance, if I should click on this source and click on edit, and then click on this drop down menu, instead of using my Camlink 4K, which is my camera, I could just switch it to what, to maybe HP, and you can see how blur is looking. All right. You can see that it's very blurry. So, but I was using all this while what, my camera, you know. I think you already know all these stuffs, but I just try to be kind with you because not everybody knows how to do some of these things. When you when you add a source, sometimes you see that the video will just be all over the place and you want to make sure that it fits the screen perfectly well. You can right click on the source, you click on what, transform, then you come and click on fit to screen, and then your source will fit perfectly well. So right now I think everything is okay, you know. Right click on it, click on transform and click what, fit to screen. When you lock this padlock, nothing works, so you cannot edit. Is the purpose of locking it is to prevent it from moving, or unknowingly making any editings that you may not like. So it's to fix it, right? So how do we actually create the scene that I'm talking about? Okay, how do we create these filters? I mean, how do we create this round filter? So you see that this particular, let's first things first. Okay, what you see here is what, myself, which is just me and myself using either my computer webcam or a camera. This second scene that you see here is myself, all right, plus screen display. So screen display in OBS is actually display capture. Myself in the circular filter is this. So how do we create this? So this is a composite scene, all right? It is a scene comprising of uh, my screen display or display capture and myself in this circular filter. So we first of all need to create this circular filter, a scene, separate scene for the circular filter, which is this. So how did I create this circular filter? All right, that's what I'm going to show you. To create this circular filter, you see that I've created, I will show you how I did that. So this circular filter is what, um, simply nothing but myself that you see here, which is this scene that I've already created. All right. I used it and then I created a group out of it. Okay. So I just right click on it and then I created a group out of it. And then within this group, I added a filter to it. And this filter is what prevents you from seeing me as you see me in myself here. Now with myself in this group here with the filter, you cannot see me entirely. So how did I create this filter? That is a question. To create this filter, you first of all need to you can go to Canva, just go to Canva. I've already created one here, or you can use PowerPoint. I'll show you both ways so that those who don't have Canva accounts, if they want to use PowerPoint, they can do it and it'll still work perfectly well. So in Canva, just when you go to Canva home, you make sure you log in, you click on presentation here, and then when it opens this fresh whatever, okay, you make sure that it's white. So you make sure that you click on the color button here, you make sure you select white. Okay, you make sure this is actually white. When this is white, you click on elements and then you can pick round shape here. You pick any shape of your choice. So you see, I can use this, you know. So just select it. Whichever one, you can even use rhombus, you can use anything. I've recently used this square round one. So for the purpose of this, let's use round again. All right. Then I just drag it to wherever I want, preferably to the middle, and you make sure you make it as wide as possible. Because if your filter is not very wide, it will not be able to what to do. I mean, it will not be able to cover the most part of your background. Okay. So sorry, I told you this was supposed to be white. This is not supposed to be white. This is supposed to be black. So the main background, this black one, this big one needs to be black. So change the color to black. Click here and then select black. Make sure you select this small circle here and change it to white. Okay, change this one here. Click here and select white. Okay. Now you can save this as a PNG file. So you click on share, you click on download, you click on where um, file type, you click on this drop down menu, then you select PNG, then you go ahead and hit download. All right, once it's downloaded, you make sure you put it in a very secured space. All right, so me, I can put it on my desktop and in a folder because I don't want to lose it. Once you delete it, your OBS filter will also be deleted within OBS. So you make sure I can rename this as Canva filter. Canva filter. You see? So you can take it, place it at a very secured place as I told you. Now, how do we do the same thing in PowerPoint? In PowerPoint, I'll show you how you can create a similar thing. Open your PowerPoint presentation. You know, currently my PowerPoint is in French. Let me see whether I can quickly change the language to English. Uh, Options, language, switch to English, define as default language. Okay, let me say this. Let me restart PowerPoint and see whether it's now in English. Perfect. So in your PowerPoint, what do? You simply click on this here, click on, let's say, layout, select a plain PowerPoint slide, all right? Click on it, anywhere within your PowerPoint slide, select what? format background, click here, select black, you know, insert a shape, right? Pick any shape of your choice. So we can pick, where are the shapes? Okay, then I just pick a round shape, this one here. You just draw it, all right, as wide as possible, as I showed you in Canva. You do same here. You drag it to the middle. You enlarge it as much as possible. And make sure it's in the middle. Once you are done, you simply change this color to white, this round color. So you click here and pick white. All right. Once you are done, you go ahead and click on File and click on Save As. Click on Browse. Click on this drop down menu. Sorry. Click on PNG. All right. You know, just change this to, we can call it PowerPoint filter. All right. And I can save it in my downloads folder, for instance. Okay. Just this slide and you are done. So that is just pretty much it, you know. So now, once you have that created, okay, what do you do next? Once you have your once you have your filter, your round filter created, so we can open these images if you want. This is the one from Canva, right? This is how it is. This is the one from PowerPoint. This is how it is. These are both images that we just created with this round hole. So here's where my face always pop up. Any shape that you use, whether you use square, any shape at all that you use, your face will pop up in that. So once we have created it, now what I will do is that I will delete all these scenes that I had created in PowerPoint, and we start afresh. That way you're able to appreciate how I was able to do this step by step. All right. So I will just quickly hit on the delete button, and it's gone. I want to delete all these scenes that I've created. I know it's gonna cost me some time to redo it, but I just have to do it to show you. And I'm doing this tutorial specifically to help people that are still very new to OBS. All right. So this particular one, I cannot delete it because by default it is always called scene. It comes by default. I just renamed it to myself. So to rename a scene, you can just right click on it, click on rename, and you can edit the name. All right. So it's very simple. So let's start. How do you create a source? All right. You know, so let's assume that I can delete this source here. So this is scene. Now you add a source to it. So let's assume that I delete this source here. Okay. You no longer see me. Okay. So this is how it is. Now I can add a source to this particular scene. So I click on the plus button. This is how it's supposed to be. You not see me. Here should have been maybe display capture, just my screen. But if I want myself, then I click on this plus button. Then I select um, video capture device. I hit OK. And by default, it's asking me, I have the choice between this my camera, you know, and I can pick my camera in 4K, or I can use my HP, which will be very blurry. So if you have camera connected, you use your camera. If you don't have camera, then use your computer webcam. I'll pick this and hit OK. Notice how distorted the image is. So as I was saying, to make sure that it fits well, I right click on this, the source that I've added, click on transform. Where's transform? Okay, then you select fit to screen, or this straight to screen, or you could have said fit to screen, whatever. Transform, fit to screen. All right, and you see that I'm perfectly placed on the screen. Now you can always lock your whatever to make sure you don't move it anywhere you may not like. Now, once you do this, the next thing you have to do is what? Is to remember I had how many scenes? I had a scene for myself and I had another scene for my screen. So let's create a scene for our screen. To create a scene for a screen, we simply click on plus again. Then I can name this screen, right? Then I hit what? Okay. Now there's no source added to this scene. Now come to plus here to make sure you select screen, click on it, then you pick what? Display capture, meaning I'm going to record my screen. Hit OK, hit OK. Now this is my screen recording. The next thing that I needed was what? Myself speaking in a circular filter, right? So to do that, I first of all need to create a circular filter. So I'll click on plus and I'll just name this scene, for instance, circular filter. Okay, filter. Then I hit OK. And this particular circular filter will be what? Will be a video of myself speaking a circular filter, right? So I click on this plus sign here. And then instead of adding a video capture source, I would rather choose what? An existing scene. Or if I should click on video captures device and I'm trying to use my camera again, I'll not be able to do that. Okay. If I should say okay and I try to pick my camera, I maybe you see that it's locked. Okay. If I should pick 4K here and hit OK, you see that you see a black screen. This is because my camera is already in use in this particular scene. So if you try to create another scene and try to use your camera, it will not work. It's either you right click here and copy. All right, just press Control C to copy, and then come and paste it over here. Delete this and then paste it here. Or I'll show you a great way to do it. So let's delete this scene. Okay, let's delete it. So myself in circular filter, instead of so you click on make sure you select it, click on plus, and instead of trying to create a new scene like a video capture because your camera or your webcam is already in use in another scene. So you have to duplicate that scene. So you just rather click on scene here, click on, so you see that these are your existing scenes. So you pick myself here and you pick okay. Now you can see me, myself in this what another scene here. Now that you are here, the next thing is how do you add a filter to yourself? Because if I should look at myself in circular filter and myself in normal form, we are both the same. But I want to see me in circular filter, right, in this particular circular filter. So what do? I right click on this source that I've added to my circular filter, and then I click on what? Group selected items. Right. When I do that, I now click on group selected items. All right. And then I do what? I right click on it and then I click on filters. When I click on filters, I click on plus, and then I do what? I click on, you know, um, image mask or blend or whatever. I click OK. All right. And then I click on browse and I'll go and pick my filter. So remember we kept ours in downloads folder. They are here. Either we use the Canva or use the PowerPoint. So for now, let's use the PowerPoint, for instance. You could also use the Canva one. It'll work. And I hit open. You can see me right there in the circular filter already, right? If you want, we can try the Canva one. Pick Canva, and you can see me still in the circular filter. So both of them work. So once you select your circular filter, you simply close this and you see yourself in your circular filter. Now that you've created yourself this circular filter, you can always lock these to make sure that they don't move. Perfect. The next step for you is how do you incorporate this with screen recording? So to do that, you create what? So you already have your screen recording here, but you want to have your screen recording plus what? Yourself speaking. So I'll create another scene plus here. Then I'll call this uh myself in circular filter. In circular filter screen record, for instance. And I just hit OK, for instance. Now it is what? Just a scene. I need to add a source to it. So I click on this plus. I make sure I select it. I click on this plus sign. Then I select what? Display capture. I hit OK. OK. So my screen is here. The next thing is how do I add my circular filter, myself in circular filter? So to do that, I click on what? Plus again here. And then I'll click on scene. And I'll make sure I select what? Myself in circular filter. So before I do that, let me cancel this and show you something. Remember, we created myself in circular filter, which is me here. Now I want to incorporate this into the screen record. So I'll select the screen record, click on plus, click on scene, select myself in circular filter, click OK. And now you see me in what? Myself in what? This circular filter. I mean, but you see that I'm covering the entire screen, which is not good enough. So I want to drag myself somewhere. It depends on what you are recording. All right. Let's assume that, for instance, you have this uh, PowerPoint here, and you want to be located somewhere down here. You don't want to be occupying the whole screen. You want to be located somewhere down here, right? So you have to make sure that in your OBS, you drag this image somewhere here so that when you are recording, you minimize this. And then as you press the record button, the hotkey that you've set for your recording, when you hit on it on your keyboard, then it'll start to record and you'll be located somewhere here and you see your screen as I showed you earlier on. So first of all, let's make sure that we lock the screen. So we lock the display here so that it cannot move. Now, when I click this, I know that I can only edit what? My image. So I'll drag my image somewhere here. But you see that it's very big. So I can click somewhere here and reduce it. Left click and hold, drag it to, can we click on it, drag it wherever you want. So I can place it somewhere here. I can still drag it a little bit more. It's still looking too big. Okay, so I'm now somewhere there and I can make it somewhere here. Maybe I think it should be good, right? So it depends. You can drag it even here, wherever you want, in the middle, wherever you want, you can place it, you know. So I have kept it here. I think it's okay for me. Now we can try to see whether this is good or not. So how do we do that? We can just do a simple recording. So I'll minimize my OBS and I have my PowerPoint like this. All right. Then what I'll do is that I simply hit my hotkey for the recording, which is Alt. In my case, I set it to Alt. So when I hit Alt, you can see me clearly here, you know, recording. So I can just press on stop to stop my OBS recording. All right. And what I'll do is that I will go to my OBS outputs. I don't think I should just do a whole entire OBS tutorial for you, right? But this is how you do your output settings. So when you click on settings and you click on outputs, you know, you click on, sorry, outputs, there are different settings. You can use simple or advanced. I am using advanced settings. It's up to you. But over here, you click on recording, and you can see your output. So if I should click here, you see that currently my output is supposed to go to what? How to use OBS in round circle. That's where it's supposed to be. You see, if not, I could select a different folder, you know, and just hit select. But now I'm okay with where it is. So let me cancel this. I'm just trying to show you how to find your recordings. So my recordings, I have it in my D drive. Okay, okay, okay. You cannot know it's my computer. I know where they are located, right? And I was just recording a video how to use OBS. Okay, I think this is the video that we just recorded, right? So we may try to play it and see. You can see me clearly here, you know. Okay, and you can see me where I am located. So you see that maybe I'm not comfortable where I'm located. So I have to bring down the image a little bit down, right? Because I'm covering part of the data, as you can see. So I'll come back to OBS, click on this, drag it a little bit down. And now I think I should be good to go. I minimize this, let me close this, show whatever screen, whatever thing that I wanted to record. So maybe I've displayed my Excel file again. Then I just go ahead and hit on the Alt key, which is my hotkey for recording OBS. It is recording again. Let me hit the Alt key again to stop. I'll come and look at the video. It's right here. Let's click and see. Perfect. Now you can see me perfectly placed underneath there. So you can drag it just to suit. And if you feel like this is too big, as I showed you, maybe you are too big here, you want to minimize it, you can minimize it in OBS by simply clicking here and lowering it. So it's very simple. I think now we are done with creating all the different scenes. So to go here, I have to press here. To come here, I have to press here. To come here, I have to press here to read, you know. But now I want to set my hotkeys for all these scenes so that I can just be using keyboard tactics. When I'm about to record, I minimize my OBS and I have all these hotkeys in mind that I can just press on my keyboard to start recording. So to set your hotkeys, you just click on settings, come to hotkeys, and then you come to where, for me, Alt is to start recording, Alt again is to stop recording. That is okay for me. I am the one that set it that way. Now look at the scenes that I've created. I have one scene that I want to be using. First of all, for myself, okay, for myself, I'll be using this. It's okay. I'll be using this key for it. Let's say myself in circular mode plus screen record. Let's see where it is. Is this? I would like to use star for it myself in circular mode when I'm recording the screen. And then when I'm just recording only the screen, I would like to use minus for it. I click on apply, and click OK. Now, when I want to switch to, so currently I am videoing myself. If I want to switch to, let's say, something else, if I want to switch to, let's say, myself in circular mode, I simply press this. You can see that myself in circular mode and the screen recording. And if I minimize this and I hit the Alt key, you can see me recording my screen. You see, if I hit the Alt to stop the recording and I play this video, you can see me here. You see, let's see. Okay, so now let's just play the usual game that I was always doing. So first of all, I'll minimize my OBS. I hit on the Alt key to start recording. Okay, and then I will switch to, let's say, myself by pressing the key that I use for myself. So you can see me talking, right? After which I press on another key, which is the star key that I set. And now you can see me recording the screen as I talk to you, right? And then if I should hit on just the other key, minus key, then I'm recording just my screen the way I want it. All right. And if I want to switch back to myself, then I hit on what? The other key that I said, which is the exclamation kind of key, and I'm back to myself. Now to stop recording, I hit my Alt key and I'll stop my recording. Let's play this recorded video and see. You see how it is? Myself by pressing the key that I use for myself, so you can see me talking, right? After which I press on another key, which is the star key that I set, and now you can see me recording the screen as I talk to you, right? And then if I should hit on yes, that I said, which is the exclamation kind of key, and I'm back to myself. Now to stop recording, I hit my Alt key to start recording. All right. So that is pretty much it. As you can see, I've given you a whole lecture on OBS and I hope you appreciate it. For this reason, just give me thumbs up. If not, let me know why you don't like the video. Please subscribe and see you in the next one. Bye.